Bowl 40. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Seattle Seahawks, and it comes your way next.
It is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle, and we just heard it, and that means it's time for football at Lumen Field. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
On to get us started now, the kicker, Chris Boswell. And off we go from Seattle. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off a back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Play action. It's Smith. Outright to Smith and Jigba. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That's a first down and then some, a 32-yard pickup. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. Walker now on 1st and 10. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
They'll get this out wide to Metcalf. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that falls incomplete.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Smith. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Straight ahead, Walker. And it's out. He put it on the carpet, and it's picked up by the Steelers.
This drive didn't end well, but if they can keep stringing these together, they'll like what they're doing. That was an 8-play drive before it ended in a fumble. So the takeaway's got to be doing what we want to do and doing it well. Just got to take care of the ball at the end.
So here are the Steelers backed up to start their initial drive. They'll be led out by a familiar face, a man with 9 Pro Bowls in 10 seasons as the Seahawks' all-time leading passer, Russell Wilson. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up first and goal. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
They'll try the air now with Smith. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
On any first and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. Now Geno. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Noah Fant from 6 yards away. And the Seahawks will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's Noah Fant who caps things off with the touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Steeler offense set to regain possession. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second down at 7. Here's Wilson to throw. Completes it to Austin. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be third down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a third down coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. In motion goes the tight end. Here's Wilson. And shedding through the tackle. And smartly going into the slide there. Wilson has enough for the first. That one goes for 8 yards.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
A first carry for Najee Harris. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on second down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 4. Throwing is Wilson. Complete. Jefferson the target. First target, first catch, and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Play action. Now Wilson. Flushed out right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 25-yard line.
That's really good play design right there, and it's one that comes down to the offensive line. It's a deep in route, but it's only going to work if that line gives you time in the pocket to wait for the route to develop. Mission accomplished there as they pick up the first down.
Now Wilson. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Now a 2nd and 10. Wilson. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Now it's Wilson. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Russell Wilson. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits are on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was Russell Wilson finishing things off with a touchdown run. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Walker. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a third down.
Boy, that was certainly well read defensively, and the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle him for just a short gain.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Now it's Smith. Eluding the pressure right. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Throwing now is Geno. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno now to throw. He completes this to Walker. He had a great strong move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Now 3rd down and 7. Here's Smith. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon.
The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin.
This will be fielded at the 17. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
One more drive here for the Steeler offense in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here, 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. It's complete to Williams.
Finding room at midfield.
And finally, down at the 36-yard line. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Wilson.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. Boswell's kick is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
Escaping the pressure right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Harris. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2nd and 10. Now Wilson. On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now it's Wilson. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
This is brought in at the 21. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
Now, how about that? Defensive coordinator perfectly in sync, dials up a blitz, and the man in the middle, he's the one who gets home.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Up the middle, here's Walker. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Larry Ogunjobi able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. That's caught. It's Austin left side. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Wilson. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. That is caught, and he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Great way to convert on third down there, 21 yards the play.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Looking to throw. Wilson. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16. 14 yards that time for number 14.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Slant route, and he's got Freiermuth. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on him man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Wilson to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Harris is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
And as this drive began, the offense had to be thinking touchdown, knowing the situation. Even after that loss, touchdown still on their minds. This is a one-possession game. A field goal doesn't do them a whole lot of good.
Again, it's Harris. And he will again go backwards as they drive him back to the 4-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Pat Freiermuth from 4 yards out. And the Steelers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Boswell good with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it's second down. A shotgun snap for Smith. Smith and Jigba with a grab. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Now Geno. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Throwing again is Smith. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
Smith. Throw out wide to Walker. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Broken up that time by Joey Porter Jr.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go on 4th. Smith. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Harris starts the drive on the ground.
And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10.
Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Najee Harris.
An 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Steelers are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
And out now come the Seahawks.
Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this.
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. So they keep the ball, but work to do on second and long.
Out of the gun, Smith. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Throwing now is Geno. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now Austin.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Harris running straight ahead. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, on one side of this, Charles, an impressive victory. On the other, I mean, you think about it, they scored in the first quarter, but then they didn't score in quarters 2, 3, or 4. They're going to have a lot of work to do before stepping back on the field.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting tape to analyze, won't it? Because why did it work in the first quarter, but nothing in quarters 2, 3, and 4? So we always talk about adjustments. You don't just wait till halftime. You do it series to series. They'll be working on that in preparation for their next game.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Seattle, so long, everybody.